Today is going to be a little bit different. Today in this video, I'm going to go down and visit Mark at Mark One Detailing, who's a good friend of ours, and he's going to show me every little process that's involved in detailing a car. And that's fully polishing it and mopping it all the way up to ceramic coating it. Hey everyone, what's up? My name is Truman from Deutsch Tech Performance. Hope you're all doing well and we're all okay. Firstly, I just want to welcome you back to our channel. If you're new and you've not seen us before, make sure you like and subscribe. That way you can see more content just like this and all the other stuff that we've got going on. In general, I'm quite excited to see the process, and I'm quite excited to see what happens because I've never properly detailed a car in terms of using a machine polisher. I've always just used a bucket. I do use a microfiber wash mitt rather than a sponge, so bonus points to me. And I do use 2 buckets and grit guards, but that is the extent of my knowledge. From what I've heard, Mark is a very knowledgeable guy and he seems to know his stuff, so it'll be great to have that insight into how and what he does, especially when it comes to paint restoration. See, the thing is as well, he hasn't just got any car, he's got our DT03, our DT Edition Mini, and that car in itself is only 100 miles old. How bad is it going to be? Like, surely you probably have the same thoughts in your head. It's 180, well, about 100 mile old car, covered barely any ground. How bad can a new car be?
Okay, so today we're looking at a Mini Deutsch Tech, number 3 off the line for the guys at Deutsch Tech. So far we've washed it, decontaminated it, paint depth gauged it, clay barred, etc. So now we're just going to have a little look around and do a general inspection before we start looking at polishing. Okay, so we're using a colour range index light here, which will pick up all the impurities in the paint. So as we can see here, generally we've got some wash induced swells, which is pretty normal, especially for the dealership. These generally get hidden from the client by using a filler polish, like an auto gleam or an auto smart polish. But what we do is we remove all that to get it to this stage before we can coat it. If we coat the car and it's in this condition, then it's just going to look horrendous. The car's not too bad. We've got some heavier stuff where it's been rubbed hard up on the rubber lines around here. A little bit of overspray there I'll come back to. But yeah, generally normal attire for a car that's just come out of the dealership. We're going to do a couple of little test panels, test areas on the panel, and work out basically what polish and pad combination we need. Because the swells are quite light, we're going to go like a medium-ish pad with a medium polish just to see, because there are a couple of little deeper ones. So we're just going to run a little area, test it. If that comes back cool, then we'll use that for the entire vehicle. If not, then we'll have to step it up, and if it's too much, then we'll step it down. So yeah, we'll use certain combinations to make sure we get the best results for the We will mark up the little bits that we deliberately missed. We're going to cut in, for example, around here, around this edge here, and then possibly a couple little bits along the top, but it's a labour of love, you know. As I say, we've spent about 20 minutes to 30 minutes just on this panel, making sure it's correct, and then we're going to use what we've learned off this panel onto the next one. Happy with that, we're happy with that polish. Clarity, you can see for sure now, definitely much better. Awesome. So we've been looking at the roof. We've clayed it yet again to try and get out the remaining minerals and hard water spotting that we've seen in there. To be honest, it looks like something else has gotten in there where it's been left outside. Possibly some lime from a building site mixed in with some water somewhere, some dust that's landed on it. That has baked into the top coat. We've tried a wall pad with a hard compound. It's lifted a lot of it out. We've even tried acid as well. That's not having it. So we're just going to buzz over it with a bit of 6000 Trizac, see if that lifts it, and then we'll go back and polish out from there. See how it happens. Let's roll. Right. Done here is we've had to use a 2-stage polish to take away the hazing that was here before. Previous to this, from about here upwards, we had quite a lot of sanding marks left in the paint from when it come to us. So what we've done is we've used a medium wall pad, nothing out of the ordinary Meguiar's, and a harder polish. We've cut that right back, and then we've used a soft pad with some Meguiar's 205. Just gone over the top of it, and now we've got full clarity. This has been alcohol wipes as well, so what you're seeing here is actually a true reflection of the paint. There's no oils left in it. We have got a little bit of cutting in to do just around here and up the top with the small polisher. That'll be done in a moment.
Definitely see the difference here compared to what it was.
Yeah, I've got a feeling that this was a dent that they've taken out, because you might be able to still see it. There it is there. Tiny. So small, it's unreal.
One thing I noticed as well, if you look in the bezel for the door panel, you can see scratches in there already.
Yeah.
I know the people that have been driving it don't really wear rings, so what?
That's
that
fingernails.
Oh, fingernails.
Yeah. This is very soft paint. Really soft paint.
Falling to you.
Finished the test panel with 3000 gritted and then down to 6000 grit, hard compound, medium compound and light compounded one half of the roof because of how deep the staining had happened on there. So that's now clear completely on that side. We're now moving over to this side. We'll cut in the roof spoiler, do the same process. We've checked the bonnet's not too bad. So we think that a medium cut polish and a fine cut will be good enough for that. We won't know until we get on it, but we'll move on to that tomorrow.
Falling to
the Mini's been pretty much completely polished. In fact, it has. Everything's been done on it. Taken out all the imperfections in the paint. We've panel wiped it once or twice. We're now panel wiping prior to coating. We're going to start on the roof and then the bonnet and then work our way outwards and then round the vehicle. We're using Alien Magic Neo Light today. Thank you very much for the coatings, guys, and Alien Magic Block. This has got SiO2, the basis, the building blocks of ceramic. It's not glass as most people think, with graphene in as well, which is an ultra hard and brilliant shine product. So it's going to be quite interesting to see how this comes out. But thank you very much, and we're going to put it to good use now. We're just applying the Alien Magic, pretty standard SOPs as we call it, standard operational procedures with how it's applied. We've just done a little test area, goes on very nicely, sits nicely, 5 minutes. Because of the temperature in here, it's a little bit cold. We've just put the heater on to speed it up a little bit. So now we've just wiped it off, comes off beautifully, and we've got an excellent gloss. Generally when you're working with ceramics, prep is everything, as we've been through. So we've panel wiped this roof probably 4 or 5 times now, just making sure everything is good to go. All the dust, etc. has come off. We give it another pre-wipe just before it goes back on. So we use the block that we've got here, literally undo the bottle, a good few drops on, let it work into the cloth. Generally work in a crisscross pattern, nice and slow. Overlapping motions, not rocket science. Literally no pressure. All you're doing is just keeping that block in a nice fluid fashion, should I say. That's our overlapping motions, nice and easy. This is Kiwami Tyre Coat, made by Kamikaze, who we're accredited by. And as far as I know, they're the only company that make a ceramic-based tyre gel type sealant. The idea of this is that you apply it and then you heat it on, and it will last you a good 6 or so plus months without giving you a huge gloss look. It will give you a nice satin sheen. So let's give it a whirl. as of yesterday, we coated the vehicle off camera. We waited 2 hours and then recoated it and then inspected it, just sorted the wheels out, making sure they was all tip top. Carried on fitting all the wheels up, making sure that the tyre gel's on, the Kamikaze. The windows were done as well, very simple, easy. We use Kamikaze for that. Wipe them down, make sure they're clean with some decent cleaner. I like to use white vinegar, make sure it's all out because these weren't too bad. And then just follow the instructions, apply it to your pad, wipe it on, leave for X amount of minutes, simply wipe off. From there, this morning, we've just checked it all over. What we do is we use what's called a clear water rinse. So the water hardness in this area is roughly 630 ppm, 650, I don't even think you can drink it. So what we then do is we filter that water down to 0 and we rinse the car off completely. The reason for that is dust gets in, crevices and down in the doors, that kind of stuff. And then if the client picks it up, drives it home and it rains, he then rings us and asks why there's white powdered residue at the bottom of the vehicle from where it's run off. The other good thing is it allows us to do a full inspection of the vehicle after it's been washed. So for example, just 2 little things. The engine bay, once they got wet, it started showing up like different spots and that on the plastic. So we've redressed that, you know what I mean, so it's all perfect, ready to go. Give it a rinse for about 10-15 minutes, just literally letting the water, as you see on the video, just letting the water work its way into the channels and run down. It was then dried off with a blower as much as possible. We did use the towel on it. Always prime your towel, get a bit of detail spray on there, just helps it suck the water up. And then once we've done that, go with a blower again, do all the channels, all the door shuts, tickety-boo. Going back to the coating that we've used on this vehicle, Alien Magic, I have to admit, very, very impressed. Normally we use IGL and Kamikaze, those 2 products are absolutely awesome. This is up there with it, perfect. The application of this is a little different. What I really like about it is you put it on and literally wipe it off. The only thing that we did notice is that it does dry a little bit faster with the heaters on, within a few degree temperature. But literally wipe on, wipe off, wait 2 hours, and then we put the next coat on. The hydrophobic attributes of the coating are absolutely excellent, as you've seen on the video. The sheeting levels on it are very, very good. I believe it can go down to like 110 degrees, maybe even lower. I'll have to check that. But as you saw in the video, absolutely excellent. So yeah, I'm very, very happy with it. The gloss levels are excellent. Yeah, it's a really good product. Thank you very much, Alien Magic.